You know, if you're a hockey fan, the name Derek Armstrong, if you're a Rangers fan, played with the Rangers in the probably about 12, 13 years ago, and actually had his best, actually he's a former New York Islander too, and was the most valuable player of the American Hockey League, playing for the Rangers farm team, the then Hartford Wolfpack. Derek Armstrong. Yeah, no relation. Mount St. Michael trailing by 4. Singleton over for Ute. This phenomenal three-point shooter is thinking to pass inside, looking to go for Chong, who cannot get the rebound on the shot by Mahaj. Quickly down court, holding cross. Bishop with the drive. Bishop for the floater, gets the bucket. Jermaine Bishop, third bucket, 6 points. 6-point lead for Holy Cross. That's their biggest of the afternoon. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. This is Singleton. Mahaj, pass inside, intercepted by Bishop. Quickly down court. Joshua Wallace leaves it up. No good. The follow bucket by Mark Matinale. And Mount coach Tom Freyer wants time as Holy Cross has gone on a splurge here. Leading by 8, 27-19. And with the break of the action, we'd like to let you know that you, yes, I do mean you, can access the action at your school with MSG Varsity.com. You can use school access to locate your dedicated school page and find out what's happening at the click of a mouse. From sports and activities to special events, connecting with your high school. Yes, your high school has never, or someone else's if you want to check out what's going on. It's never been easier. So access the action now at MSGVarsity.com. Some breakdowns, and let's see if Tom Freyer has been able to put a stop to the little bit of bleeding that has happened to Mount St. Michael here. But they're doing, again, a great job breaking the press with these passes. Now, both teams, we knew going in, would be offensively challenged, and a very wise move. That's a junior, Kelvin Riley, who called time, and he made a play that drips with experience. He saw that he was double teamed. He didn't have a play, and he called time, and he almost stepped on the out-of-bounds line before he did. Riley, a junior, as we mentioned, 6'4", 170-pounder. He is the first off the bench. Really the jack of all trades for Mount St. Michael. Can play guard, can play forward. And coaches love the versatility that a Kelvin Riley brings to the game. Mount comes into this game with a record of 3-2 with victories over St. Francis Prep, Monroe High School of the Bronx, and Uniondale, always a Nassau County power. Lost to Moore Catholic of Staten Island and Bishop Lockwood. Holy Cross 2-2 wins over Holy Trinity and All Hallows, and they dropped games to Stepanak and St. Anthony's. Holy Cross looking for a 10-point lead here. Bounce pass outside. Bishop, three-pointer. It's put home with a 10-point lead. Josh Wallace. 13 points for Joshua Wallace. That's going to be a Mark Martinelli. It's his first, the team's fourth. I'm an echo with the public address announcer. With under 2 minutes to go in the first half, Mount needs some buckets. Good play by Singleton. 10-footer baseline, no good. And it's put home nicely. Stefan Chong now has 8 points. Played a solid game. 8-point lead for Holy Cross. This is Joshua Wallace. Having the shot, Wallace, he elects to penetrate, now gets the ball back. Wallace with a nice drive. Outside, Matinale. Wilson gets the bucket. Wilson has been strong in the second quarter, now has 10 points. Pass intercepted. Bishop down court. Holy Cross and the bucket for Matinale. Mark Matinale, the senior, great student with 2 buckets this quarter. 12-point lead for Holy Cross as the Mountaineers are missing some easy buckets here. Double team and an offensive foul on Marcus Patterson. His first, the team's fourth.
Called on Mount St. Michael, number 15, Marcus Patterson. His first, team 5th.
I understand correct that the team's 5th. That is, yep, my book says 5. Maybe I should re-enroll in high school in Holy Cross and take some remedial work in mathematics. Well, the Knights are counting the scoreboard very well. 33 points. For a team that is having trouble on offense this year, they'll take the 33 in the first half, and they may be holding here for the last shot. Inside it goes for Wilson. He's not going to hold for anything. Swatted away nicely by Chong, but the whistle before. It's going to go Marcus Patterson. His second, the team's 6th.
His second, team 6th.
And Ryan Wilson goes to the line. Wilson looking for his 11th point and the 34th for Holy Cross. Six 370-pound senior Ryan Wilson's played a strong game. 0 for 2 on the free throw line there. So the Mount will hold for the last shot and have to be content with a 9 or 10-point deficit if they can achieve a bucket here going into the locker room at halftime. Rejected. Holy Cross ahead of the field. Bishop, that's no bucket if it went in. And so we are a 1 half complete. The second half has been all, second quarter rather, has been all Holy Cross, who led only by 1 at the half, at the end of the first quarter at 16-15. And midway through, it is Holy Cross 33, Mount St. Michael 21. This is MSG Varsity. Welcome you back to the beautiful campus of Holy Cross High School in Flushing in Queens County of New York City. Bob Gallerson with my ace producer, cameraman, Paul Westlake. We are at the half with Holy Cross, a second half surge, leading Mount St. Michael 33-21. The Knights led by only 1, 16-15 at the end of the first quarter. Scoring-wise for the Mount, McCoy Singleton, a pair of free throws for 2. Andrew Ute hit a three-pointer early on, and then that three-point shooting kind of disappeared. He finished 5 points in the first half. Marcus Patterson with a pair of points and a bucket. Arten Mahaj, 2 buckets for 4, and Stefan Chong, 4 buckets for 8, including 2 dunks. For Holy Cross, leading scorers, Joshua Wallace has been very impressive, 13 points, and that includes a couple of three-pointers. Mark Martinelli came off the bench in the second as a couple buckets for 4. Jermaine Bishop, very impressive sophomore point guard. I'm telling you, in 2 years, he'll be one of the best in the city. He has 3 buckets for 6. And Ryan Wilson has 5 buckets for 10. Missed a couple of free throws toward the end of the second quarter that he'd certainly like to have back. So that's how we stand right now at the half, with Holy Cross leading them out 33-21. We'd like to let you know that you...
Possession Holy Cross. Checking in for Holy Cross, number
Stefan
3,
Chong comes
Mark
back
Matinale.
in for Mount St. Michael. Mark Matinale for Holy Cross had a couple of nice buckets in the second quarter.
Checking back in for Mount St. Michael's, number 23, Stefan Chong.
Matinale needed some help there. He found Bishop. Nice break of the press. Wallace inside. Get the bucket. Marshall Lewis. Marshall Lewis, first bucket of the game. 16-point lead for Holy Cross over Mount St. Michael. All alone. Kelvin Riley gets the bucket. His first of the game.
And bounds, possession Holy Cross.
49-35 for Holy Cross. And Mount doing what it needs to do. Full court press. Holy Cross broke it nicely the last time. It's deflected. Nicely thrown across by Wilson to Bishop. Looking for the tip is Wallace. Loose ball picked up by the Mount. Riley's shot, no good. Riley attempting to steal. Matinale with a nice deke underneath, and that's going to go against Chong. And to the line will be Ryan Wilson for Chong, his second of the game.
Fouls on Mount St. Michael, number 23, Stefan Chong.
Ryan Wilson was 2 for 2 earlier in this quarter.
Team fourth.
6 points this quarter, 16 for the
Ryan
game.
Wilson to the line to shoot 2.
Holy Cross has to be very happy with how it's played in this game.
It's good for Ryan Wilson.
So overall, in this game, well, Joshua Wallace 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And now Ryan Wilson attempting to go 4 for 6.
Second shot is good for Ryan Wilson.
8 points this quarter, 18 for the game for Ryan Wilson. 6'3", 170-pound senior for Holy Cross. Mount needs some points quickly. Chong outside for Patterson. Riley with the rebound.
Riley.
Second bucket of the quarter. Holy Cross. And they almost had an intercept, a steal rather, but Holy Cross is called time. Thomas Marchesini wants time. His troops lead Mount St. Michael by 14. This is MSG Varsity. Save it for coming back in for the fourth quarter, okay? Now with the full court press with the steal. Terrific play, almost with the bucket. Nicoy Singleton, he does get the bucket. Nicoy Singleton, terrific play. They need more points for him. That's his first bucket at 2 free throws in the first quarter. He has 4 points. All right, down to a 12-point lead for Holy Cross. Now I'm pressing right here. I don't think they're holding for a last shot. They want a bucket and then a full court press. No bucket on the shot by Ute. It was almost a walk by Marcus Patterson, and I don't know if Andrew Ute was trying to anticipate that, but he's called for traveling. Or actually they're saying his right heel hit the end line or the sideline. Second time this game, I believe, that's happened to the Mount. They're going to try to press right here.
Matinale. He replaces number 23, Akil Spruill.
Back in the game, Mark Matinale for Akil Spruill. Three-pointer.
Bishop for 3.
Second consecutive downtown shot by Bishop, just when Holy Cross needs it. And the lead back up to 14. That's good. Kelvin Riley. That foul goes against Terrell Williams' second as Derek Armstrong comes in. So Riley will attempt to complete a 3-point play. 6 points all in the second half.
He replaces number 15.
And if the 6'4", 170-pound junior Kelvin Riley can sink this, Mount can pull within 11. Soft touch, but does not get the rim. Holy Cross breaks the press this time. This is Armstrong. To Josh Wallace, who has been terrific. Nice inside bounce pass. Outside it goes. Armstrong. Fast break, Mount St. Michael. And Singleton puts it home.
Nicoy Singleton.
Just his second bucket of the game. 6 points for Nicoy. Holy Cross quickly down court. Inside, Wilson. Tries to tip it home. Chong cannot control. Wallace underneath. And a smart move by Joshua Wallace to call time. 10-point lead for Holy Cross. Under 4 minutes remaining to go. In quarter number 4, this is MSG Varsity. So Holy Cross will inbound after the timeout, leading 64-54. Under 4 minutes remaining in the game. And they find the open man out, Ryan Wilson. Holy Cross has really not used a deliberate offense for most of this game. Might be too early to attempt that because Mount can put points up in bunches, especially when they full court press. Utate's finding the range 3-point wise, and now Holy Cross, well, they'll try to start working it in. Shot clock is 5 remaining. Wallace. And the Mount will get the ball back. The referees are disagreeing as to who the possession arrow points for.
Number 15, Terrell Williams.
Terrell Williams comes back in for Holy Cross. It's going to be Holy Cross ball. Jermaine Bishop in the corner. Well, the shot clock violation, and the Mount will get possession with a chance to pull with an 8 and perhaps 7. Plenty of time left in this one. The Mount really launched a comeback in the third. The full court press, the main reason. Singleton double team. Rather, that was Utate double team to Singleton inside.
McCoy Singleton.
His third bucket the second half, 8 points overall. 2-on-1 Holy Cross alley-oop. Almost for Wilson. Chong, big rebound. Down court it goes. Singleton with the drive. Gets the bucket. McCoy Singleton now with 4 buckets in the second half. 6-point lead now for Holy Cross. And the comeback by the Mount has been led by that stout defense. Williams with room. Williams almost an offensive foul, put home nicely. Ryan Wilson. Ryan Wilson with 10 points in the first half, and now with 10 points in the second half. And I believe that is game high for either team. Mount wants to whittle that Holy Cross lead back to 6. Can it be done? Yes, indeed, by Kelvin Riley. Kelvin Riley has had a strong second half. He now has 8 points. All those points in the second half. And with the Mount trailing Holy Cross 66-60, head coach Tom Freyer wants a full timeout. This is MSG Varsity. The Mount will attempt the full court press in Holy Cross. They've been so successful at it this second half. Knights lead by 6. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Outlet from Matinale. They break the press. And now Ryan Wilson. Point guard Jermaine Bishop. Wilson in the paint. You heard the contact. No foul. He gets the bucket. 22 points for Ryan Wilson. 68-60 in favor of Holy Cross. Mount needs to accelerate the pace here with the time remaining. That was a forced shot and a big rebound by Terrell Williams of Holy Cross, taken back by the Mount. Inside Singleton, the shot gets the bucket, Singleton. 5 buckets, all in the second half. 6-point lead, could it be back to 8? It may even be 9.
Basket for Ryan Wilson.
24 points for Ryan Wilson. Third foul on Kelvin Riley. Utate, he should get 5 for that if it went. He follows his own shot. Another 3-point attempt. Gets it! Oh my goodness, his 5th 3-pointer of the game. Timeout. Mount St. Michael. Trailing now 71-68. They're going to attempt the full court press against Holy Cross with an opportunity to tie. What a play by Andrew Utate from an area where he should get 5 points outside the arc. He followed his own shot in essentially a baseline jumper swish. And it's 71-68 in favor of Holy Cross. How will Mount do in this ensuing full court press? We'll find out. This is MSG Varsity. At one point in the third quarter, the Mount trailed Holy Cross by 19. That has been whittled to 3, largely because of this, their full court press. Can Wilson get it across the timeline? Big play, Wilson. All right, Holy Cross is going to try to work for the foul here. Look at the passing. Bishop nicely losing control. Wallace gets it back out. 20 seconds remaining. 3-point lead, Holy Cross. Look at this passing. Finally, the foul by Chong. Mount could not foul because the effective passing by Holy Cross.
Number 23, Stephon
Third
Chong.
foul on Chong, and to the line is Jermaine Bishop.
His third, team eighth. Jermaine
Bishop
will
with
shoot
8
1 and
points
1.
this half, 14 overall.
It's good for Jermaine Bishop.
Big foul shot. Now it's a 4-point lead for Holy Cross. And Bishop with pressure
Second
free
shot is
throws.
good for Jermaine Bishop.
The Mount needs a quick three-pointer. Singleton trying to get it to Ute. Ute with a drive. Running one-hander, no good. Rebound, Chong, no good. Holy Cross with the rebound, and they're going to hold on and win. Akil Spruill will go to the line with Marcus Patterson committing his 5th.
Marcus Patterson has fouled out of the game.
And so they'll need a replacement for Patterson, but superfluous at this juncture with 1 second remaining. And coming in for Patterson.
Correction, Marcus Patterson has 4 fouls.
I have him for 5. They're mousing 4, but I have him for 5. Well, Spruill at the line.
First shot is good for Akil Spruill.
And that is his first bucket, or first point of the game. 6-point lead for Holy Cross. And make it 7.
Second shot is good for Akil Spruill. Final score
What a
for tonight's
valiant
game,
comeback by the
Holy Cross
Mount.
75.
The Mount.